Good evening. I call the meeting of the Darien Housing Authority to order. In attendance, we have Commissioners Peter, Susan, and Jane. Myself, Matt Anderson is here from the Engineers. Myrna is here from the office. And Mr. McClutchy just walked in. We have numerous visitors from both Old Town Hall houses and the Heights with us this evening. First item on the agenda, we have minutes from the meeting of December the 12th and the meeting of January the 22nd. The chair will entertain a motion to accept those minutes as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So, next thing, we have the Old Town Hall Houses paid bill report for February of 2019.
Your January and February.
January, February. Any issues, any questions? These reports, as Peter noted, these reports are getting much, much smaller because there's much less payment checks being written for Old Town Hall houses. They're empty, they're closed, they're
Coming down.
so the chair will entertain a motion to accept the paid bills report as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Done. Moving right along, executive director's report. We do not have an executive director currently. I can tell you that there's a couple of issues going on here at the Heights. There's an issue that revolves around the lighting, and we're working on getting it corrected. The issue that we have is that we don't own the lights. They're on our property, but we don't own them. They are owned by Eversource, and it is up to Eversource to correct the problems. We're not sure at this stage of the game what the problem is. There are several lights that are not on when we want them to be on. These lights are on timers, so they come on, and those timers, by the way, are all getting ready to be changed because we're going to go to daylight savings time, so we'll change the timing. But if a problem is reported to us, we have to go to Eversource and report it to them, and then Eversource has to come out and verify that the problem actually exists, and then schedule a repair. And that takes an inordinately long amount of time. We're looking at what has to be done to see if we can streamline that process.
This has been going on with the lights though from last year.
It's been going on for an inordinately long amount of time,
Yes.
and part of that has to, and I'm not making excuses, I'm not justifying what happened, but part of why that happened is because the information about the reports that we were getting weren't getting to Eversource. And that has to do with the change of personnel in the office. We're on top of it now, we're much more aware of what's going on. We will do better in the future, and we apologize for what happened.
Now, are the lights supposed to be, I mean, the lights should be on 24/7. They should
No.
go on at night and go off early when the light comes up in the morning.
The lights are supposed to come on at night when it gets dark. The lights are supposed to stay on until, I believe, 2 o'clock in the morning. That was part of the...
Midnight, actually.
That's the information we're trying to get because we're not 100% sure what timers they have.
They were scheduled to turn off at some time during the night and then come back on again prior to dawn in the morning. And apparently that timing is not working the way it is supposed to be working. So we're gonna look at the ones that have been specifically reported as trouble and get those fixed as quickly as possible. But while we're at it, we're gonna look at the entire system to make sure that the timing is what it's supposed to be.
And Myrna, if you hang in the morning, we'll send over the contract for that.
Say it again, no?
If Myrna emails me in the morning, we'll email over the contract for
We
that.
have three different service requests with them already. With Eversource.
Yeah, but he'll give you
I'll
a contract
give you
that tells you
what
exactly what
they
it's
are.
supposed
Oh,
to
that's what you got.
And then we can assess whether or not they're
Whether they're
fulfilling
doing
it
what
for
they're
those
supposed
hours
to.
or not.
do. Okay? Yes. Another
Well, we
question?
did hand in the numbers of the posts that are out.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have.
she's
we
got
have
that
three.
all, and that's all been forwarded to Eversource, and we are working on that problem. We've now become fully aware of what the problem is, which we weren't before, but we are now, and we will make sure that it gets corrected. And again, as we do that correction, we'll check with Eversource, we'll check the contract, and make sure we are getting the service that we've contracted for.
And the timing.
Yeah, we want to know that the timing is
The
correct.
timing has to be
The
changed.
program
Figure out
work the way
what
it's
year.
supposed to work. Okay?
Well, thank you.
Anything else going on here that I'm not aware of?
Well, this is an issue that keeps constantly being reported, people going the wrong way on an entrance. We actually sent an update email today to all the residents. It's a safety issue that people just keep going the
Yes.
wrong way.
It's a big issue.
And we keep sending bulletins, messages, you know, I don't know, what else can we do?
My suggestion would be, since I think most of us would agree that the issue stems from people coming out of buildings 1 through 4. Do we agree?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
Yes.
Primarily, that's,
But also, I've seen delivery people or anybody here
UPS
go out
trucks.
that way. Or they'll come around. So I don't know if they don't see the sign saying one way, but there's a lot of big trucks that are delivering.
If you see a delivery person, get the name of the delivery company and let us know. We will contact them and we'll straighten that out real quick. That's just unacceptable.
Yeah.
The roads are adequately marked, that they're one way, and, you know, I
I mean, I
realize,
can understand sometimes people get lost in here, and that's another thing, we were wondering, is there a way that we could put little signs of where the buildings are, the numbers, because they don't really run in consecutive order, and you get people that are delivering, they don't know where, like, number 1 is, or
I'm
where-
actually getting quotes for exactly what you're talking about.
Oh,
Right now,
okay.
put a sign up there, say buildings 1 through 4 with an arrow that way.
Okay.
oh, good.
Because we're dealing with that
Yeah,
constantly.
because they pull up, like, sometimes they'll come down to the end of the parking lot where we are, and I see flashlights, and I'll open my door sometimes and say, who are you looking for? And they have no idea, because they don't know how the numbers are running or anything like that.
we'll get some signs made, we'll try to make it better.
It's not going to prevent the people who are going the wrong way out. If it's UPS and FedEx, then we need to report those ourselves, but the other folks, community people that 1 through 4, we need to just continue to find out.
I've never seen a UPS do it. I've never seen, I've
Just
seen
FedEx?
other, I've never seen.
I never got a report of
I've never
vendors.
seen those kind of trucks doing it.
I thought it was delivery, I didn't.
Well, delivery meaning furniture or
Oh, okay.
drop-offs or, you know,
I
I
only
should say
get,
business trucks.
yeah, I only get reports of residents, that's why we constantly send in the bulletins. You guys had a bulletin today,
Well,
right?
it's just the last, it's not too long ago that I've seen it just.
By bulletin, do you mean we put a notice on everyone's door, or?
No, it's whatever option you choose in the bulletin, either a voicemail or an email, you receive that in whatever option you choose.
All right, we'll keep on top of it, let us know if you, and if you can identify who's doing it, you know, and listen, I'm not trying to get anybody, you know, this isn't a thing where we're trying to get people to tattle on their neighbor or anything like that. I don't want to start those kinds of things going on. But the more information we get about what the issue is and where the issue's coming from, the easier it is for us to deal with it. And we will deal with it. This is a one-way street, and there are safety issues that revolve around traffic going the way it's designed to go. I can tell you, from personal experience, I don't belong to the fire department across the street, I belong to the one down the street, but the reality is the fire department knows what's supposed to be going on, and they count on that. So if they're coming to respond here, and somebody's going the wrong way, that's a serious issue. If the ambulance has to respond here, and somebody's going the wrong way, that's a serious issue.
Don't we have a camera that,
It doesn't, it's not close enough to catch any.
it's not close enough to catch everything?
At any rate, let's keep an eye on it, don't hesitate to call the office and let us know when it happens, and we'll see what we can do to correct it. Okay? Anything else going on around here that I'm not aware of? You got anything, Jane?
No.
Myrna, you don't know anything else?
Oh, can I ask you a question?
You certainly may.
About a safety, you know, lock on the back, the doors of face the patio, I mean, for me anyway. If I could put a lock on the door for a safety lock, because those locks on those doors aren't, I don't feel really safe with them.
Is that from the patio door, where there's
Yeah.
not that bolt?
Yeah, like
You're talking
the
like a chain
deadbolt
lock?
in it.
Oh, yeah,
No,
chain
their thoughts on.
It's doable. It's doable.
You know,
I
I guess
A
it's
wall
a
block is
safety.
doable over a chain?
It is doable. The only problem is that they're glass panels, so if somebody wants to get in, they're just gonna
They
break
break the
it
window
and
in
then
there.
unlock it.
It's a lot of hard though, right?
Is that a sliding door?
It's not an egress.
It's a French door.
I don't know, let me get back to, let's,
Okay.
we'll let the management company give us some suggestions. I will tell you, again, off the record, as a personal aside, if we come here for a safety issue, the ambulance or the fire department, and we cannot use the normal locking system to access a unit, we'll get into the unit. Never you fear, we will get into the unit. And if we're forced to damage something because you've done something that has not been authorized, you'll get a bill. That's just the way the lease is written. So I hear what you're saying. I take it very seriously. We will look into what can be done to make you need to feel comfortable in your unit. And if you are not, that's an issue we need to correct. So we'll work on that. But we would appreciate it if you'd hold off doing anything until
Oh,
we
no, I would do it.
figure out the right way to do it. And again, it's not that we want access to your apartment, it's strictly a safety issue. We want to make sure that if there's an incident, we have access to do what we need to do. Anything else?
And also on that one note, the back patios were not keyed to a master key.
Right.
So we can't get in there anyways without an actual key that belongs to that lot.
All these
So,
are,
Oh, I'm not
all these are
saying-
by you, Joe.
huh?
Yeah, right. Now we know. We know what the
Well,
problem
and
is.
even a lot of the robberies that are going on and the break-ins in town and everything, it's, you know, it's not.
I just want to look into.
And to me, those doors just aren't.
I just want to look into what needs to be done in order to put a bolt lock in, and then Joe or Myrna will get in touch.
We'll get back.
Yeah, why not?
We'll look into it. Okay, moving right along. Old Town Hall houses redevelopment update, Mr. McClutchy.
So the good news is, we are finally started the demolition over at Old Town Hall Homes. So they had cleared the buildings, they had cleared the site, some of the trees. One of the community building itself is in the process of coming down or down.
It's
at this
down,
point.
it's down.
There's another one.
And they're already in the next building.
And they're going to continue to move through the various buildings, and things are moving very well there. The financial closing is also coming along very well for as closings can. And we are on target to try to wrap things up towards the end of April for the full closing of the
There's a
property.
couple more you can
And everything is on schedule and on budget currently.
Can we get, I've driven past there several times, is there any way we can get a sign in the front that says something about what the new development is going to look like? Yeah, yeah, you know.
Yeah,
some-
marketing signs and state signs and all
Yeah.
the rest of that
I
stuff
think
will
so.
go up when the closing happens.
Oh, not till the closing?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, makes
Also, you
sense.
want to get the building down first and get all the level.
Yeah, okay.
There's some pictures of the site. Couple of things, we've looked at moving the flagpole. I was just over there just before I came to this meeting. We're going to wait a couple more days. They're not going to get to that area of the property until sometime early next week, so we got a couple days. We've got somebody who has the necessary equipment to move that flagpole. We have a location for it. It's going to go over to Spring Grove Cemetery. It appears that we will try, the attempt is going, we cannot figure out how to disconnect the flagpole from the monument. It appears that the flagpole the monument was put in place and then the flagpole was put in, and so we're going to move it as a single piece. Now, I want everybody to be aware, there is no risk that we are aware of to the monument. The monument is a solid block of, I don't know, some kind of stone. The flagpole is at risk because of its age. We have no way of knowing what the interior of that flagpole is like, what kind of condition it's in. So I want everybody to be aware that getting this job done gratis by people at both ends, at the cemetery end and at our end. We're not gonna hold anybody responsible if that flagpole gets damaged and shit. It just can't, if it can't support its own weight, then so we'll do the best we can to preserve it exactly the way it is and move it to its new location. Once again, I want to emphasize so everybody understands, the Monuments and Ceremonies Commission of the town of Darien has no desire to relocate that monument because the people whose names are mentioned on that monument from the First and Second World War are mentioned at least one other place in town. So there's nothing unique about the list of names that are on that monument. The monument was put there back when that site was town hall. So there's nobody saying, oh, you can't move that because it's dedicated to this. Everything that's on there is represented somewhere else in town. But we want to preserve it, so we're going to move it. The other thing that's being moved is the ambulance. We can't keep the ambulance there. The paramedic ambulance is kept on site, and that's a construction site now, and we want to be able to lock those gates at night, and we want that to become a hard hat area. And again, we're working on that. We have a new location for the ambulance. We're just waiting for some legal documents to get taken care of before we physically move the ambulance. And I expect that to be done by the end of the week or early next week.
Is the post you're talking about?
Yeah. Unit 310 is kept there. That's the paramedic. And so we're going to relocate. Anything else? Any other questions or comments about Old Town Hall houses? Oh, a question came up today about a change that's going to go through planning and zoning. The entry off of Academy Street is going to have a minor modification.
I think there's just a question out there right now.
Okay.
Everything is being,
Not ready for public discussion.
But it's so minor,
That was my comment. Well, that's where the comment was going, is that the change is so minor, it's of no consequence to anybody. And if I didn't tell you there was a change, when we're done, nobody noticed that there was a change. It's that minor. But I don't want somebody coming back later on and saying, oh, you didn't tell us. So we'll let you know when it actually happens. Anything else? Moving right along. Old business. Anybody got any old business that we haven't dealt with? Anything anybody's aware of? I'm not aware of anything. Okay, moving on. New business.
I have one quick new business before we get to
Go
that,
ahead.
which is just notifying people that the tree on this property, which is on Road Avenue, is going to be coming down in the next week or two.
Yeah, George told us.
Right, because of the utilities and so on, needing to have it cleared out, and so everyone should be aware that,
I can do a bulletin.
we're all aware, that it's for safety purposes. They don't want to have the tree coming down in a windstorm like we had a couple days ago on top of wires, and so that's why it is coming down. But
In early 2020, they will begin construction of that intersection. West Avenue, Narode Avenue intersection is going to be widened. And as a result, there'll be some work going on in the corner of our property. And so there's a few trees on West Avenue that are also going to be lost. We'll replace whatever plant, obviously we're not going to replace these monstrous trees, but we will put new plantings on that corner. The corner will be landscaped so that it will look attractive. But they're going to widen West Avenue so that they can make a left turn only lane coming in all four directions to try to get traffic moving a little better. And as part of that whole process, they have assured me that they have plans both in conjunction with that and with the project that United Realty is undertaking, where the Stop and Shop is, to synchronize the traffic lights on the Road Avenue so that we don't have this constant stop-and-go traffic coming up the Road Avenue. So those are things that are going to be going on sometime next year. Anything else on that?
no, that's just why people be aware of that.
And we'll let everybody, you should let everybody know that tree is going to come
Yeah, I can
down
do a bulletin for
sooner rather than later. We've had a request from the tenant at one of the houses on West Avenue to move the fence and
Not move,
No,
install.
add.
install a new fence along the West Avenue edge. And I want to remind the commission that when those two houses were renovated, first of all, Myrna went ahead and got an estimate, or Joe got an estimate, to take that fence and put a new fence in along West Avenue, the cost would be $4,700. But before we even consider this from a cost perspective, I want to remind everybody, when those two houses were renovated, we had some lengthy discussions here about where we wanted fencing located, and the decision was made at that time that the fencing should be back where the houses are, and that what we were fencing in was a fairly large backyard for both of those houses, because we did not want the tenants to think that the front yard was a suitable place for anybody to be engaged in any activities because of the proximity to West Avenue. There's just too much traffic going by, and it's an issue. So
We also had a discussion at that time about, we did not want the sight line to be
pulling in and out of those,
causing any problems for people backing out of those houses or coming around the bend from up West Avenue and not realizing that there was a driveway there. So not only fencing, but we talked about not even having plantings, certain types of plantings that would obstruct the sight line. So for many reasons, the decision was thought through, and it was decided that the best thing was not to put a fence in the front, not to put anything in the front,
Right.
and the backyard was a satisfactory amount of space for family living.
so the request has been made. Does anybody have any reason to think that we ought to look any further into this request?
I don't, I mean, I think if we were gonna do anything in the front, I think I would like to see the parking situation made a little better. As we all know, there's a tarmac parking, and the tarmac parking, and there's a strip in between that gets muddy and people park on it. And if we're gonna do anything, I would like to direct our funds that way rather than towards fencing, but,
I would suggest, if the commission is okay with it, that we wait a little longer before we make any firm decisions to do anything, because as part of the project to redo that intersection, the sidewalk is going to be extended down West Avenue all the way to, it appears, all the way to Fairfield Avenue,
which will
will
solve
actually
the problem.
put sidewalks in front of both of those houses. And we may take a very hard look at what that looks like when we put sidewalks, and at the time we put sidewalks, should we do something to alter the aprons leading into the driveways, and should we do something to do the driveways slightly different? But I can't see any justification for doing something now when it's likely to get changed in less than a year when they do the work at that intersection.
Yeah.
I want, for the record, to make sure that we're all in agreement that we're not proceeding with doing anything based on cost. The issues that we're not proceeding on are based on safety issues. The cost is interesting, and we have to figure out where to come up with the money to pay for it, but that's not the driving factor at this stage of the game.
Are you talking about the driveway?
I'm talking about the fencing,
Okay,
the whole
fencing,
project.
Okay, got it.
I don't want anybody to go away from here thinking they said no, they don't want to do it because it's too expensive. That's not the issue. There are a number of safety issues that hold precedence over the cost. Okay, moving right along. Anything else on new business?
The people smoke and throw the cigarettes, and I see a lot of pine trees where I live. I think there's somebody just smoking, drop it down, and it's a lot of dry leaves. It could cause a fire if they don't put something wet on.
We have a lot of issue
Send us
with,
something.
we have a lot of issue with people smoking on the property, who smoke cigarettes. Me and Joe have personally addressed a few of the tenants who smoke and give them a violation letter, pick up after themselves after the smoke. It's a constant issue, we warning, and we only know a few of them, mostly in this area. We haven't got any reports from that building.
Yeah, I see a lot of places, you gotta look, I clean up about it.
Okay, Joe's been watching.
And I see it again, it just, I don't know where that come from, but on
Where we
the
are.
trees I see in the porch,
They're like Virginia Slims, little skinny white.
they're very skinny,
They're
still
all
some of them.
Could you, Murray, tell us what the regulation is, what the lease says about smoking? Whether, can you smoke on your balcony? Can you not smoke within 150 feet?
It said you can smoke outside, so you can smoke in your balcony.
You can
But
smoke.
you gotta pick up after yourself, but you have to have some type of, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the breath,
Okay, so let's
It's just a
I
matter of
don't
knowing
smoke,
who does it. Like example of in this buildings here, we have 2 tenants, they're both big smokers. So we send 2 violations to them and we have them pick up after, we have like, they have cigarettes in front of their door a lot. So me and Joe talk to them and we have them pick up after themselves. So it's a matter of know who is doing it. No, they is not, this might be the lease that says that.
We'll have to look and see what the lease says, but if the lease says that you smoke on the balcony, you smoke on the
Well,
balcony.
it says, yeah, it's
But
not.
there-
They have to throw away.
But there is language in the lease that says you have to keep it neat and tidy. You can't just flip cigarette butts off the balcony. So if somebody is just throwing cigarette butts, let the office know and we'll deal with it.
Yeah, we
That's a
can't-
violation.
But we don't know.
And he leaves there and get us fired.
Yes.
We
But they're doing it in front of,
Well,
you're saying in front of their door or the porch door? Or
This is okay, inside the tree, they're like coming from upstairs, probably, I don't know, I cannot accuse anybody.
Which building?
But it's what I leave, there's two gates in the porch, you see something.
If you could just reach out tomorrow, and we can kind of zero in on.
Yeah,
When I don't smoke, I hate, can't stand it.
I can try.
I cleaned about a week ago.
Thank you for doing that. You should have to do
we
that.
appreciate that, but talk to Myrna, we'll see if we can't get a.
Yeah,
better
me and
handle
Joe will
on
be
what's
able to
going on.
like keep on track of trying to send a violation that if we know.
Yeah.
Sounds like we have to find a Virginia Slim smoker and control. It shouldn't be too hard to find.
No.
They send the leaves on fire, the fire department will take care of it. And
I was gonna take,
we'll
That's not exactly the end.
we'll let you know. that we're
With all
taking care
the
of it.
safety.
We'll let you know. All right, moving right along. Anything else under new business? Have we forgotten anything?
From the heights?
Oh, I do, yes.
I just thought of one thing, relative to fire. Somebody I'm in building 2, somebody had a live Christmas tree.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
on the 2nd floor, because you could see the trail of the needles downstairs. And they were smart enough to get it out of the building like 20 minutes before there was an inspection. And
No
luckily,
kidding.
and luckily, Joe came by, I don't know if the door wasn't working correctly or something, but you came by and you went out, there was a carpet of needles out by that trash bin.
The whole tree was there.
The whole tree, stand and everything.
Again,
We know who that is
the-
too.
And this is the problem, you guys know, I'm sorry, but you guys need to let me know who the person is, so I can send a violation to a specific person, but when I'm sitting there
Right.
building 2 who it is, like, I can't send a violation if I don't know who it is.
I don't know.
And then you guys can do anonymous report when your name is not going to be mentioned and when we do a
Christmas trees
report.
Christmas trees are tough.
It's our issue.
We don't know if it's a real tree or a fake tree. We look at from exterior, we don't go into the unit.
Came downstairs.
Yeah, well, we obviously this was a real tree, and a dead one, we know, I trust that. But when they're in the unit and we see them, we're like, oh, is that real, is it fake? And, you know,
It's really hard to determine that.
I would think that trail would have led us right to the.
I know who it was, and we addressed her.
Okay, all right, it sounds like we addressed that
They
issue.
did.
So real trees are prohibited.
Yeah.
Real
Yes.
trees,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Can't have a real tree.
Yeah,
real
we
tree.
cannot have them.
Sorry,
Okay.
Santa.
Talking about throwing garbage and all out, what are you allowed to throw in the dumpster? I mean, for recyclable, I mean, people leave bicycles outside the dumpster,
It's still
they
there.
leave big chairs, they
We
leave
know who that is.
all kinds of things. So, I mean, is it supposed to go into
Yes.
the recyclable dumpster?
A bike, no, a bike would go in the dumpster. They can fit it in, the garbage company will take it.
So anything that could be fit in
Well,
there.
we should tell
Well, then I
them.
think you, every so often, I guess a notice has to go back
It
out.
does, a notice should go anyway, because bulk waste we don't allow, but unfortunately it does happen. It happens in apartment complexes, they get a new couch and they leave their old couch for us.
We don't really have to issue that much here though, for furniture.
We're a
It's not
new
big.
community, so it'll pick up as time goes on. But at the end of the day, it's a difficult task everywhere to figure out who's leaving what by the dumpster area.
Well, no, I just want to know what was allowed to go into the dumpster. You know, what is allowed.
My answer or the dumpster people's answer?
Well, yeah, I guess it
That's
was.
They do
want to pick something.
I tell you that much,
Recycle.
they do charge a fee when it's a mattress, a bigger couch,
Yeah,
they
it's
do
not
charge us an extra fee.
Wow.
So it's not just what fits into the dumpster, you know, it's supposed to be recycled and garbage going, if you have a big furniture.
Well, that's why I
it's
always
supposed to
wondered,
be-
because they left it on the side or in the back.
Yeah, they charge us extra for those ones.
And one thing we look for is when there's a move out, you know, keep an eye
Keep an eye.
on furniture all of a sudden appearing when someone moved out, it's pretty obvious. But on a day-to-day, it's a tough thing to track down. We look again for the neighborhood to keep an eye out for us, but for the most part, if you can get in the dumpster, and it's, you know, not explosive or anything like that, that type of stuff.
Oh, I got a good one.
Oh, so I guess, okay.
Somebody's complaining in my building that somebody in our building, person who throws the cigarettes, we don't know who it is.
If we know who it is,
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
So this person washed his clothes in the middle of the night. And this other person's complaining, and I said, just go to the office, go to the office. Some people are afraid to complain, all right? In the middle of the night, clothes are being washed. She says, Linda, it wakes me up all the time, all the time.
Definitely, always I hear sometimes.
Oh, yeah, well, she hears it too, okay.
Well, that's
I don't know,
that's
washing machine or dryer or anything like that.
That's the least
It's the same woman with the Virginia
Hang
Street.
It's a lease violation, something we can talk to this person.
hang on.
Just let us know what it is, it's a lease violation, you're not supposed
I'm
to do
telling you
it.
right
I
now.
had that last week, and I told them, I had that last week, back in.
I guess this person's gonna have a lot of lease violations.
Yeah, they might not have known about that. And
The reality is, we have a lease for a purpose. The purpose of the lease is to make sure that everybody in the complex gets to live comfortably. And if everybody's not being respectful of that, that's
And
problematic.
this person might have a different schedule, maybe so they didn't know that they could do the laundry. Everybody knows you can throw your cigarettes under a tree. This person needs to be reminded of the rules,
Yeah.
and that's what our office will do. So I don't want people to feel like they're snitching on their neighbors, just even a message, no name, no nothing.
Yeah.
And then we can pursue that issue and say, hey, are you doing a little laundry at 11:30 at night? Could you not do that? Because when the spin cycle goes, you're waking up the whole building. And then we work on it, and then if it continues to happen, perhaps then we have to, you know,
I told you
take
guys though that
more action.
you guys can write them a letter and drop it off in the office with no name, nothing on it, I don't know who came from. As long as I get the information that I need, then we can do something about it.
Did you tell the one over me?
Yep, I did.
How about the handicap spot? People working in the handicap spot that, with no stickers, because we usually use it.
Somebody
That's
parks a
it.
car,
It is to be.
somebody parks a car in a handicapped space without a handicapped sticker on it, call the police. That's a violation.
And they get a big.
They'll get a ticket. Yeah, it's
I think
expensive.
I have to repay them because I really see
If
it.
you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can call us. and we'll call.
Yeah, again, if you don't want to take it on, call the office, but look, some of these things are personal things, all right? Somebody's being sloppy, and it's very hard to legislate against somebody who's being sloppy. We can continue to remind them that you're living in a community and you need to have respect for both yourself and for the community. That's this cigarette issue, things like
Does
that.
this person happen to smoke
Some-
Virginia Slims as well?
Some things are not personal behavior issues. Parking a non-handicapped vehicle in a handicapped space is illegal.
It's the Christmas
Period.
tree woman's
This isn't
boyfriend.
something that you have to be coached about or you have to be told of. It is illegal. And if you do it, you will get, and we catch you doing it, not we, but the police, you'll get a ticket. And it's a very expensive ticket. So if somebody's doing it, call the office and we'll get somebody out here to do something about it. If you see a car
I
parked,
don't think people see it.
if you see a car parked in front of a fire hydrant, call the office and we'll get somebody to do something about it.
Ain't
These
that
things
good?
these are illegal, period.
It's illegal and annoying.
You know, that's just not the way to behave. Yes, Juan, go ahead.
Being that you have a fairly new complex here,
Yeah.
and you got all of these problems, I hope we don't get those problems over.
It sounds like, and because this is going on Channel 79, I want to make the comment
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
that it sounds like, it sounds like,
Oh, well,
you know, all we have here are problems.
the truth is.
Nothing could be farther from the truth. Yes, anytime you have a large community, you're going to have incidents that are going to be problematic.
Instead of people complaining about it, call the office and tell the office.
There are remedies to these
Say,
situations,
so-and-so is doing this wrong.
and we can take care of it. If we're aware of it, we can take care of it.
Correct.
And we can
Some of
do
the
it.
issues, I haven't been aware of it. If you guys make me aware of it, then I'll be able to solve it.
We told the office and nothing's been done, and that's kind of.
That's different, but we haven't even heard about it, some of the ones that you're telling us.
Okay,
Is there anything on people's?
all right. I'm sorry?
Old Town Hall?
Yeah, I'm about to move on. These were all covered under new business. We actually should have been talking about the resident associations. We've talked about a number of issues here at the Heights. Is there anything else anybody wants to get on the table right now? How about Old Town Hall houses? It's a little more difficult for Old Town Hall houses because everybody's scattered all over here and then, but if you've got something, let me know.
This is real old business that goes back to when they were building these apartments
Yeah.
here. When they knocked down the houses, we had a sign facing the Rotten Avenue of the two soldiers that had passed away, and Alan O'Neill was named after them.
Yeah,
We had the sign made. That sign has never been put back up, and we were told it was gonna be put back up somewhere on this property, but we've never seen it up.
I have that sign in the machine shop.
You do still
I
have it.
got the sign.
Well, then I think it should be up, because those men represented, they were in the
that's how the
service, they were
place
the
got
first
its
one to
original
kill.
name all along.
Yeah.
And it said, yes, and it has a little history, we also had.
What shape is it?
It's in good shape, decent shape. It's got a couple
Put it
chips.
down in the
So that's a picture
circle,
mark, and then we'll figure out.
Send me a picture, let's
yeah, because,
We'll get right on
the circle,
it.
goes.
We know where it is.
Well,
These guys can make the decision
yeah,
where to
I
locate it.
think quite a while ago, somebody said there was gonna be a ceremony about it and
Yeah,
everything, when
that'd
they
be
put it back
appropriate.
up, but
We can do that.
it never happened.
Good idea.
Matt?
It's gonna be very appropriate.
Joe, send them a picture of it. You guys figure out what we're gonna do and then put it on the schedule and we'll do it. Well, I would suggest we wait until the weather gets a little nicer before we hold outdoor ceremonies. Just a suggestion. Anything else? Anything from Old Town Hall houses? Anything we're not aware of? I'm not aware of anything.
There's nothing there to complain about.
Yeah, no. As I said, we are making progress. Oh, I do have one item I should have brought up under new business. I would like the commission to, I've gotten a couple of emails from the lawyers. And when I say the lawyers now, we have a number of legal firms involved in all of this. And the one item that needs to be taken care of in public is we need to know who are the authorized signatures for paperwork that's going to start circulating about the bonding issue. And I'm suggesting that I would be the number one signature, and as the treasurer, Peter ought to be the number two signature.
Yeah.
So I would like the commission to agree that that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
You need an official motion for it?
I think we should, just so we have a record in the minutes that we've done it.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we designate Joe and Peter as the signatories for legal and bonding purposes.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. And just so everybody knows, we're not signing documents that relate to issues that have not been approved. These are just, we've approved the bonding, we've approved allocation of funding, et cetera, et cetera. As the paperwork finally filters through, we want to be able to just sign it off and get on with it. Anything else? If not, then the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn the public session, move into executive session for the purpose of discussing some contractual issues, We will not be coming back into public session to vote on anything after the executive session. There's nothing going on in the executive session that requires a public vote afterwards, so we're done for the night.
I can go home now?
Yes, you may. Thank you for attending.
Joe, so moves.